Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to Inventory Management Portal. This is Ali Raza, and today I am going to tell you a little bit different thing apart from the purchase invoice that is known as accounting. Basically, this is the thing that I have decided to tell you first before continuing to the purchase invoice lectures. Okay, so first of all I have to tell you about accounting from now onwards, that how can we set up the accounting part inside our project, and then we'll continue to the purchase invoice lectures that will become the part 6, so we'll do that later on. Okay, so let's start with accounting today. Have a look what we have today. Alright guys, so today I'm going to tell you about the accounting part. Basically, accounting is one of the basic things that we have when we are dealing with the money like stuff, and when we have to give money to somebody and when we have to take money from somebody. Okay, so for that purpose we do set up ledgers. Okay, so let's try to create a table that can be utilized for our ledger for our customers that are not there right now and our suppliers that we have already created. Okay, so let me tell you the ledger concept first. Let's go to the notepad. If you don't know accounting, let me first tell you what is ledger. Basically, a ledger is a book where you can write what you have to pay, what you have received, okay, and then what's the balance remaining. Let's say there is a customer named Hamad and he has opened his account, or you have opened his account in your bank, okay, with zero money in the account. Then after some time you have paid, let me make a tab here. Now you have submitted inside your account 1000 rupees. Okay, so you have given the bank, or you say that you have debited 1000 rupees inside your account. Debit means to accept or to get. Okay, I'm giving only the summary of the accounting concepts, that not all the things, that's a little bit of accounting. So when I receive 1000 rupees from somebody, then I'll enter that inside the debit column. And when I pay somebody, okay, one thing, let me show you credit and the balance. Let me write here first. Now you see, when I receive something that is 1000 rupees from somebody, okay, then only one column can be used, and the other column, that is debit and credit. If you have debited, then credit will become 0, and if you have credited, then the debit will become 0. I hope it is clear to everyone. And the formula for balance is balance equals to balance plus debit minus credit. That means that the current balance of the customer was 0. So 0 plus 1000 minus 0. So let me write here, balance was 0 plus the debit amount was 1000 minus credit amount is 0. So ultimately my balance is 1000 rupees. I hope it is clear. Then after some time Hamad paid somebody 200 rupees. This time, because he has paid to somebody, then the amount that he has paid is 200, that is credited from his account, and then the balance is again B equals to the previous balance plus debit minus credit. So write it. So the previous balance was B equals to 1000, that is the previous balance, plus debit, that is 0, minus credit, that is 200. So it gives me what? 800. So you see how this works. Okay, now the new balance for the Hamad is 800 because he has paid 200 to somebody. Now Hamad received again some amount from his client or from his friend, let's say. So again the credit is 0, and now the previous balance was 800. So 800 plus debit minus credit, so that becomes 3800. So that's the manual thing that we do in accounting, that's the ledger. Okay, and similarly then Ahmad paid somebody amount that is 4500 in this case. Now this amount exceeds from the actual balance. Now what will happen? The current balance is 3800. Now the remaining balance after this will become minus and then 700. So now Hamad is in debt. He have to pay. Minus means he has to pay that. So it is possible in accounting that you go in a negative or in a positive value range. I hope it is clear to everyone. So in accounting we write 700 something like this, or the negative value in round brackets. So whenever you see round brackets inside accounting format, so you simply understand that this is a negative value, not the positive value. Okay, so I hope you got the basic concept of the ledger. So we are going to implement this ledger inside our database. So let's go. SQL, and let's create a table. Create table, and then the table name is let's write here the supplier ledger, because we have the suppliers and we have the customers. We will have the customers. So let's create a table with the name ledger supplier. For suppliers I am creating a ledger here, and come inside. So ls underscore id, that is the id, and it will become big int, not null, auto increment, primary key, ls underscore date, on which date the transaction has done. So date, and then we have not null, ls underscore supplier id, that was, let us check the supplier id again. Right click, open link in new tab. So let me check it out. So you see we have the int as the supplier id. So let's write here int, because we have to know which supplier's ledger we are going to see. Supplier id not null, and it should become the foreign key as well. Okay, because we have this table available inside our database. ls underscore debit, and it should become float, not null. Default value is 0. If I do not add, if I do not input anything, then the value default is 0. ls underscore credit is equals to float, and why it shows me error? Okay, that's the problem, not null. Let me zoom in now. Okay, so float, and then not null, and the default is 0. Okay, and then ls underscore balance, that should be also float and not null. Okay, and then we have to specify default 0. If I do not insert balance, then it will become 0. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, now the next thing is to specify the foreign key. So foreign key, and the column name that I wanted to make ls underscore sid, that is the supplier id. References, the table name is suppliers, and the column name is sup underscore id. If I am not wrong, let us see. So sup underscore id is my primary key, so that will become the foreign key here. So with the relation to ls underscore sid. Now when somebody tries to delete supplier, its ledger should be deleted. Okay, so on, and you can avoid that also. On delete, we cannot be able to allow to anybody, when somebody tries to delete the supplier and its ledger exists, then we can deny also. So on delete, instead of cascade, if you wanted to delete, then cascade, but if you don't want to delete, you want to prevent, then no action. I hope it is clear to everyone. So it's your choice what you are doing. So right now I'm using cascade. So on delete cascade, on update cascade. Okay, so that's my foreign key constraint. I have added debit, credit, balance, and one column is still remaining, for which purpose we have given or we have received the amount. We have to add the description also. Okay, so let's try to add a description column inside this. So ls underscore description it is varchar 100 not null comma. So that's my ledger supplier. Let's copy this and go. So I have created a table with the name ledger supplier. Now let's create another table, that is our customers table. So guys, I'll let you know that this is not an e-commerce website where somebody tries and visit the online shop and then purchases something. Okay, that's an inventory portal and it's for large purposes, and you can say it's a vendor who is giving to the products to the individual shop owners. That's the case that I'm trying to implement here. Okay, that's not an e-commerce. So create table customers, that was the table that we have left. So let's try to finish it out. Cust underscore id big int not null. Let me zoom. Okay, primary key and then cust underscore name and variable character not null, cust underscore cnic varchar 20 not null and unique, and then cust underscore phone varchar 15 not null, and then cust underscore address varchar 100 not null. Sorry, okay, so these are the things that are required. Okay, so phone number cannot be repeated also, so we can make this unique too. Okay, so that's my customer. Copy and execute. Commands completed successfully. Now let's go back and just go to the ledger supplier and just export it, this table, because I wanted to create a ledger table for the customer as well. Okay, so export to, okay, that's my procedure. Let's open this in right click and then open with notepad. So let's copy this create table again because I have removed that. Now let's go to the SQL and come here and paste. Now instead of ledger supplier, now we have the customer. So ledger customer, and then here I'm going to remove everything. Okay, but yes, okay, let's remove this so that you can be able to get. These are known as backticks that I am removing. Okay, though this is not necessary, but because we have the way that we are following. Okay, now so customer, I wanted to create a table that is ledger, and instead of this let me write here CID, that is my customer ID, that will become my customer ID, and then I have to pass here. That's it, everything is fine, but the foreign key is missing. Okay, so let's write here foreign key and then customer, and here I can write C underscore ID. Let's check the customers table structure, and here we have the cust underscore ID. So cust underscore ID values, and then we have, sorry, not values, references, and then we have the column name. No, one thing that I have still made the mistake. This should not be like this. here we have to write ls underscore CID, that is at this column, this table column. Now I have to pass the reference table and the column of that, that is primary key, and on delete cascade, that is if I delete the customer, its ledger will be deleted, and on update cascade, okay, semicolon, no need to apply semicolon. What's the problem now? Foreign key, and then that's the column but with round brackets. Okay, that's fine. Now let's execute this. Okay, foreign key is incorrectly formed. Okay, references, customer, let us check the customer, that's fine. Okay, let's try to go to the inventory DB first, and then let's go to the SQL and then paste, because when we do mix things, this problem might come. So now ls underscore CID, that's my and now customer ID, and then this. Okay, let's try to execute. Okay, again it shows me error, that is can't create table, incorrectly formed foreign. Alright, so the problem is the data type, because we have created customers with big int, so we have to pass the same reference columns. So copy. Now let's check it out. So you see commands completed successfully. Now my customers ledger table is also created. Okay, I hope it is clear to now. So customers ledger, suppliers ledger, everything is fine. Now in the next step we have to put this ledger data insert procedures and the customer procedures, and insert the customers also. So let's go to the SQL and create the procedures. Delimiter / delimiter semicolon, create procedure, and then we have to write the name st underscore insert supplier ledger first. Okay, one thing that I must tell you here, that ledger is a table where we do not update, where we do not delete, we only insert. If we have some incorrect inputs, then we have to reverse the entry and then again enter the new entry. So that's the case, so that we can keep track of the uncertainties that is going to happen with respect to the staff or with respect to anything else. Okay, so insert ledger. So let's create the columns. For that purpose, let us first copy and select the ledger supplier and see the columns on the right hand side. You see these are my columns. Now that's fine. So I wanted the parameters, first of all date. So dt, data type is date, and then supplier ID, so sup ID, that was integer, and then we have the description, so varchar 100, and then we have the debit, float, credit, float, and balance, float. That's it. And then we have to write here begin and end. And insert into ledger supplier, columns ls underscore date, ls underscore supplier ID, ls underscore description, ls underscore debit, ls underscore credit, and ls underscore balance. Values, first of all dt, then supplier ID, then we have, let me zoom in now because we have taken all the tables. Okay, supplier ID, and then the description, and then we have the debit, credit, and balance. But you see the description is not considered to as my keyword, so let's write here des and put also here des because it's its own keyword. Now that's fine. So date, and then the supplier ID, and then this description, then debit, credit, and balance. So let's copy, put semicolon also. Now let's execute this. So commands completed successfully. Okay, now let's go back and insert inside the customer, insert customer ledger. So instead of this I have to pass the customer ID, but it is big int. Okay, and everything remains the same. Here we'll write ledger customer, it should become CID. Okay, let me check the column name of customer. So yes, ls underscore CID, ls underscore DES, everything is same now. So what I have to write here, date, and then we have to pass, instead of supplier ID we have to pass here CID, then description, then debit, then credit, then balance. Everything remains the same in the supplier. So let's copy, sorry, in the customer. Commands completed successfully. Now we have to create 4 insert stored procedures, sorry, insert, update, and delete stored procedures. That is the customers insert, customer update, customer delete, customer select. So let's try to go to SQL and create a stored procedure for customers. So let's first create, go to the customers table, structure, not structure, SQL, insert customer, and the column names should be name, varchar 30. So do double check the data types, okay, and the lengths, CNIC, varchar 20. Then we have phone, so phone varchar 15, and address variable character 100. And now we have to give here the column names. Let me zoom in now here at this point. Okay, so the first column name is cust underscore name, cust underscore CNIC, cust underscore phone, and then cust underscore address. Values, first of all we have to pass the name, and then we have to pass CNIC, and then we have to pass the phone, and then we have to pass the ADDR. Okay, 4 things. Copy and execute. Commands completed successfully. Let's update the customer. Paste and just pass the customer ID at the end. So CID big int, because customer I have given big int as the ID. So update customer, set cust underscore name equals to name, then cust underscore CNIC is equals to CNIC, okay, and then we have cust underscore phone is equals to phone, cust underscore address equals to ADDR. Okay, that's my address. Where, let me zoom now because we have taken all the columns. Okay, so here we have to put it like a little bit, move it on the right hand side. That's fine. So cust underscore ID is equals to CID that I will pass. Okay, semicolon, and copy and execute. Okay, what's the problem? it said that customer insert customer already exists. Okay, sorry, that's the update customer. Update customer, that's fine. Now copy, execute, done. Now delete. So let's try to delete the customer and remove these all details I don't need. Remove this and write here delete from customer, where customer ID is equals to this, and then execute, delete customer. Now last thing of today's lecture, that is the select stored procedure for customers. So get customers, and instead of this remove, and remove this also, select all from customer C, order by customer dot name, cust underscore name, ascending. Okay, so semicolon. So all the customers will be selected with the help of the get customer stored procedure. Copy, and let me zoom in so that you can see it clearly. Now execute. Commands completed successfully, guys. Alright guys, so now let us see the overall picture of our tables inside our project up till now. So you see how projects are getting bigger and bigger as we proceeds and progresses. So that is all about the tables that we have created up till now, and then the stored procedures also that we have created for all these tables, and see the long list that we have done. Okay, so do double check that how many stored procedures are remaining from your side and how many tables are also there. So do double check this, and I tried to demonstrate each and every code and query for the stored procedures for the tables so that you can be able to understand. So that's all for today. If you do not understand anything, guys, please do write me, and if you haven't subscribed yet, so please do subscribe and hit the bell icon for the latest upcoming lectures too. So thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.